What is up, comic fam? Welcome to the Legion of Comics. Welcome to the Heroes Con 2020 recap. I'm so excited to share some of this with you guys. I got some video clips, some creator meetings, some keys that I picked up, as well as getting to meet so many people in the community. I want to talk about it all with you guys without wasting your entire day. So let's get right into it. Heroes Con 2020. This is the comic convention that is based out of Charlotte, North Carolina. Heroes Aren't Hard to Find is the name of the comic shop that hosts it and has for years. This is its first time in 3 years due to the COVID and everything. So it was actually highly anticipated by tons of people, and it really showed. They were a lot bigger this year than they have in previous years, and it was great to actually be able to go. I haven't been to this specific con since 2012 or 13, and the last time I went was with Pops himself, and it was great to be able to go with him again this year. It was also fantastic to get to meet so many people in the community for the first time. I've met one person in the YouTube community prior to doing this, and that was War Machine Punisher, which was fantastic. So it was no surprise that it was just as amazing to finally get to meet so many more people. And we'll go ahead and cover that. Say, man, it was an amazing time. I had a blast meeting everybody. We all went out to dinner. You see Pocan Joe's there, Southpaw Brad, Brother John Comics, Digger Jim, Circumstances, Remy Q Studios, and Angel, Big Lion Cat, as well as the man himself. And they tell you not to meet your heroes in real life, and I'm here today to tell you that is a bold-faced lie, because this man right here, Chip Gettler, is my personal hero, and I'll tell you what, he's even better in real life. I absolutely love this guy. Love his energy, love his vibes. He's just so fun to hang out with. He's the man. He really is. So let's get on to the actual con itself. So I'm not great at editing videos and making stuff, so I'm going to attempt to put in a little snippet of some of the footage that I got. Now, I did not get a lot of footage. As I talked about it before going to this con, my goal was not to just get tons of content. I wanted to go to relax, enjoy my time with Pops, and to meet these people in this community, and anything else above that is just above and beyond. Now, I did get a little bit of footage, so let's go ahead and look at that.
On Friday, so they're just hanging out.
Oh, we were hooligan the hell out of Friday, my man.
Archie won. Silver Street Comics.
Yeah, and instantly the picture is moving.
I know. And this anatomy work is just crazy. I know. And look, so I pulled in the Greensboro. The plan was drive Greensboro, drive Greensboro.
I gave you a ton of stickers.
Bangers.
I'm on the bathroom walls.
Hang out with the family on Friday. Come here on Saturday. We're just like, oh, the hooligans.
So as you see, there was not too much footage. It was cool getting to Dallas video footage of Mike Grell, legendary comic artist, as well as Joe Stanton. You saw those mega keys in that case. There were more keys like from the golden era. There's just as many golden age books at this con as there were silver age, and the prices on the golden age stuff was shockingly low. So that was just amazing. Some of the cosplayers there were really cool. They had the whole competition and everything. Definitely some of my favorites would have to be the Rocketeer as well as Dr. Fate. Those were just amazing. There was this Iron Man one that was like professional level, that is like mechanical and everything. I did not get footage of that, but it was super dope. So let's get into some of the hauls, the stuff that I got, and some of the things that I did there. So first off, let's see. All right, I'm trying to see where I have everything in the studio here. So first off, I did manage to fill tons of holes in my collection for the sub 100 Incredible Hulk books and the Tales to Astonish run. So getting to it, I actually updated my list before going. There was slightly more holes in there than thought I had, but I was able to knock out a huge chunk of them. And these are all Incredible Hulk ones. There is that one shot from Hulk and Quasimodo, $5 price tag. I found this vendor with all these $5, $10 price tags on all these Hulk books. And I even got, well, he even had signs up on that last day that said 50% off these bins. I found one that was miscut here, die cut, like literally miscut, shaped like a triangle. Got the vendor to give it to me for free. And some of these are low keys, obviously. These early issues, you always have first appearances of people and stuff like that. Some of these things are a really high grade, which is phenomenal. It's just awesome to find as much stuff that I found there. That little Jarella there. But it was super dope. You had some of those vendors, of course, that their prices were just too high to even consider talking to them about it. I had a couple say, well, let's talk about it. I said, dude, there's no common ground with you and I, just based off your starting price. But it was amazing. And then man, Tales to Astonish it's a lot harder to hit. This was a book that every vendor had, this issue 101. This is the final issue of Tales to Astonish. And they all wanted triple digits for it, despite its grade. And I was telling everyone we're with, there's no way. That's a $20 to $30 book best. Like, people are just, I don't know why they're driving Hulk up so high. But I managed to find this one for 15 bucks out there, which, no surprise, that's what it goes for online. Got some later issues where I had a couple holes in the later issues of Tales to Astonish. Really, those early issues are the ones that are so hard to find. There's monster issues from the Atlas era that are pre-Marvel. This is actually Submariner's first appearance in Tales to Astonish, so he kind of takes over the title in this issue from Giant Man. So that was actually a little key right there. And then, of course, we're going down to numbers here. You got the Giant Man stuff, the Ant-Man stuff, and then the lowest number I got was number 33. I get it where you can see that early monster issue. $30 price tag, and even got him to come down on that. I did a little bit of bartering with that issue, along with the book that Mr. Chip Getler picked up, and the guy came down off of mine as well. You know, there was if you're willing to barter with these people, they are definitely not locked solid on these prices. And if they pretend like they are, don't even waste your time giving them your money. So let's get into some of the other stuff. So another stuff that I did, I got 3 books signed, as well as picked up some keys. I got some keys, and let's start with the signing, and then I'll show you the keys I got, as well as a Grail book. I do have a Grail book in here. So first off, I went looking forward to meeting John Romita Jr. That was like my primary goal, the person that I wanted to meet to get stuff signed, and I was able to do it. And then I ended up getting stuff signed by 2 other creators, one of them being none other than Daniel Warren Johnson. I talk about him all the time on the channel, from my introduction to him, from Murder Falcon to his most recent book, Do a Powerbomb. I did not have Murder Falcon to give to him to sign. I have donated that book onto the community for other people to read, but I did take my issue of Do a Powerbomb. I'm he recently got back into wrestling and stuff, and that's his experience with it as well. That's why he wrote this book. So meeting him was fantastic. So I got that signed. That was amazing. He was such a cool dude. He uses words like vibing just in his regular conversation and sentences, which is awesome. And then I was able to meet legendary comic book artist Jim Steranko, who I didn't even know was going to be there till I got there. I did no pre-planning for this trip whatsoever, besides John Romita Jr. and Daniel Warren Johnson. So it was cool to see that Steranko was there. And Pops managed to find a copy of Spy Master, which is Steranko's first published work in comic books. And I went over and was able to get him to sign it. And what's cool is I got a picture of me and Steranko. We got a little bit of video footage as well. You were not allowed to take photos, which me and Pops did not see that sign. They had the sign on that first day actually laying on the table next to Steranko. So if you're not right there already talking to him, you really couldn't see the sign. But watch how funny they handle when they notice somebody has a camera up on Steranko. They pretty much just grab the man by his face. But check this out. It's really short. It's actually hilarious.
Got it?
Well, I just turned it on.
No picture.
Oh, no pictures? Oh, okay. Sorry. Let me turn that off.
They literally grab his face. Oh, and right after he did that, just Steranko just put his hand on his face. He looked up at me and says, "I have no idea what is happening right now." It was pretty funny. So they have a no photo policy. It's not like you can even pay for photos with them, but for whatever reason, but that was hilarious that guy was taking it so dead serious that he would just grab this man by the face. But needless to say, here's the book that I got signed, Spy Man issue number 1. which is the first published work by Jim Steranko. Like, he did not do this main body of art on it, but he did do this hand right here. So such a legendary comic creator, and man, he was fun to talk to. He was just awesome. What a character. It was a true pleasure to get to talk to him. And luckily, thanks to that little video clip that Pops managed to nab, I was able to get this photo right here. So I do have a photo of me meeting Jim Steranko. And man, if that isn't a solid handshake, I do not know what is. That was so cool. And then lastly, my favorite thing that I did was get to meet John Romita Jr., who I grew up absolutely loving his art and still do to this day. That's one of the reasons why I think me and Nick's Kicks and Comics get along so well. He's a huge fan as well. So let's check out the footage from meeting Steranko. From meeting JR, and check out his reaction to the book that I put down in front of him.
And you're welcome to come use one of the 8 easels we have set up for creating art here at the show for consideration for our art auctions on Saturday for our major auction at 8 p.m. at the Weston Ballroom. And the smaller auctions we'll have here on the convention floor on Sunday starting at noon.
That's a flash from the past.
So any artist that we have here, either as an exhibitor artist in Artist Alley, or an aspiring artist, if you'd like to come up and create a piece on stage here at the art stage,
screams my fandom. Like, that was just
please come on by.
Thank you so much, man.
Thank you so much.
Great to meet you. You're amazing.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hey, I just want to shake your hand, man.
Yeah,
I've
this
loved
one
your work
made
for
me.
decades.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you guys saying those nice words. That
You
means
have
a
no
lot.
idea.
Thank you. All right.
I didn't hit the stop button.
Oh, it's perfect.
All right, John.
Hail yes. Hail yes.
Yes, you did.
What an amazing guy. And he was just sitting right there drawing all day long. And it was just cool because even on the second day, Jim, Chip were right next to him checking out other creators and stuff. And I was actually video calling my mom, just showing her around and everything. And I took the phone on video call right there. I was standing like 2 feet from him because he's on the little end table, just showing her him drawing. And he said, "What's going on?" And I told him, just showing my mom your amazing work. She's loved your stuff for years as well. And she couldn't be here. And he took the phone and he video chatted with my mom for a couple of minutes. It was just amazing. Literally teared up. I thought it was so cool. My mom's sitting there crying. He's thanking her for everything that, like, these creators are so grateful to their fans. But it was super cool. And the book that I took him to get signed, that he was just surprised to see, was an Amalgams comic. I love the Amalgam comics. I love the 90s. It was like when I was really noticing comics and everything and getting into them and mashing up these characters was awesome. And I took him to sign Thorian of the New Asgods. So it's a mash between Orion and Thor. Got him to sign the hammer right there. Just an amazing cover. I love the New Gods. Thor, super cool. And this is even the print that they gave all the attendees who got the 3-day access or the 3-day badges, which is kind of ironic. Walt Simonson worked on both of these characters, but right there we had Orion and Thor even on the print that we got. So I thought that was super duper cool. So it's kind of a big coincidence. So that was amazing. So those were the only 3 books that I went to get signed, and I did manage to score a bunch of keys along the way, stuff that I was looking for, stuff that I ended up picking up just because I found it. But first up, huge shout out to Aggressively Relaxing. He's been a channel supporter from very early on, a channel member from day one. Such a great guy, and he managed to make it there for 1 day, and he even brought me his self-published comic, Suck It Up, Old Man, which I think this is one of my favorite books that I pulled from this whole weekend. Getting to meet him was such a phenomenal experience. I was sitting in an art auction, and I spotted him from across the room for the first time, and I just hollered out to him, and our eyes locked, and we came together like an explosion of energy. It was just fantastic. So here's some of the bigger books that I scored along the way. I'd love to share these with you guys. So it was the 2 early Hulk issues I was missing was 109, which is not a hard one to just go outright and buy, but it's one that I'm not willing to pay outside of what I feel is a good price for it. And I managed to find one, I think I saw 2 vendors with it and got it for a good low price. And then the second one, this book was like a unicorn. It always has been. It's like just a hole in my run early on as well. And I checked vendor and vendor. It wasn't until day 3 that I even found a vendor with one. And it's actually a higher grade copy. Fetched a little bit more money, but that's Hulk 111. Just, God, I love that cover. It's just gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. I'm sorry for the glare. New house, new me. Got to find the new lighting tricks. And then there's a guy who we go back a little bit to me missing out on a Hulk #2 because he beat me to it at a local spot here. I think he's semi-local to Georgia and Charlotte between him and his wife, but he runs Smashers Comics. Check him out on Instagram. But he had a couple books that I was looking for in his booth, and it was great to talk to him again. I've run into him a handful of times out at different places and things, and he hooked me up with a great deal. And that would be on Hulk 168, first appearance of Harpy. Excuse me, voice is going here. And that's a super, super dope cover as well. And then a book that I just absolutely loved. I passed on it at Dead Media once before, which is a local honey hole here. And I love my Hodgepodge teams. Talk about them all the time. And I love Ghost Rider. Definitely needed that for the collection. And me and Chip actually picked up a book for Nick's Kicks and Comics. And we were there. I saw that book in like a 9.0, 9.2 graded copy. And they wanted a very, very good price on it. I picked it up. I looked at it. I put it down. Someone think about it. As soon as I set it down, the vendor actually put it under the table. And I guess he decided that the price was too fair on it. Another one I picked up, if you saw my video on Monday, you know that I just got this book back from the Perez event at CGC. But I picked up another copy of New Teen Titans Annual, which is the first appearance of Vigilante. And I got this for, I think, $5. Awesome stuff all around. And here we go, getting into more of the stuff that you don't see every day. You know, I am a huge Power Rangers fan, but I pretty much have everything I'm looking for Power Rangers. But I did find an oddity, which is Power Rangers #40, the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. And this is actually a key, but it's also more important than that, not just the first appearance of the Omega Rangers. This is the Make-A-Wish Foundation variant, where this Ranger does not even exist outside of the cover of this book. There was a child that always wanted to be the Orange Ranger and help save the world, so they called on Goni Montez, who's famous for doing all these helmet variants, and had him create an Orange Ranger and include it on the cover of this for that kid, which is just awesome. What an amazing thing to do. And there's that. I was happy to get that. I actually got that from Gatsby's Comics. He was set up there, and he's popped up in the community here on YouTube and did a couple sales, but he's pretty much just on Instagram and then doing shows selling comic books. But check him out as well. Next up, here's one of the ones I was stoked to find. Shout out to Southern Comic Geek. Him and I have been talking about these Gold Key books and sharing our pickups with each other for a while now, but I was able to get Dr. Solar, Man of the Atom, issue #1, the first appearance of Dr. Solar. Man, oh man, I was pumped to get this. When I found it, they had like an $80 price tag on it. I got them to come down to like $50, I think, somewhere along there. It was a steal for it. It was just so awesome. But man, just been after this one for a while. It just screams 1950s sci-fi. It is not a 1950s book. It's from, I believe it's from the mid-late 60s possibly, but these old Gold Key books are just, man, they're amazing. That's where you get Magnus from. They did Turok for a long time, the Phantom, just awesome stuff. And then lastly, for my haul, I did pick up a couple of Golden Age books. I was just craving them, and who better to get than the Big Red Cheese himself, Captain Marvel and Wiz Comics issue 123 from 1950. Just this amazing, amazing, gorgeous copy. And I bought this one directly from the Heroes Aren't Hard to Find booth, who are the host of this event. But God, that's awesome. And Captain Marvel couldn't come home by himself. I had to get Master Comics issue 113 with Captain Marvel Jr. on there, some Freddie Freeman, just awesome stuff. Like, I could not quit looking at these, going through all the golden age stuff that was there. It's like Pop said, it was giving me the sweats. And shout out to Beckerman, because I had the meat sweats looking at those books. But it's just gorgeous, 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 gorgeous. I hope Jerry the Jitterbug would be proud of me on those. I know they're right up his alley as well. And I completely forgot to add this into the normal video. I'm going back and re-editing this in, but the big one, the grail that I picked up for this trip, was actually Hulk issue #4, one of the first original 6 issues in a 1.8. So this is 2 issues of the original 6 that I've picked up this year. My 2022 goal list, I had just to get 1, and I managed to get 1 earlier in the year, and I scored this issue #4 my first day there. Vendor was fantastic. Threw out a price to him. He said he wasn't sure, and went around. In a few hours, I came back, and he was busy working on stuff, and I just kind of held up my fingers with the price offer, and he just kind of nodded, and he handed me the book. I handed him the card, and we made the transaction actually silently while he was talking to other people. But fantastic guy. I wish I remembered his name. I'd include it, but I'm stoked to finally have 2 two issues from the original 6 run, and this is a phenomenal one. It's the Origin of the Hulk retold, the Monster of the Machine, Mongu Gladiator from Space. Fantastic, knocking away at this original Hulk run. And that was pretty much the haul. It was just a great time. I cannot express enough how much fun that I had at this event. Let me know in the comments what your favorite of this was, what you think of the haul, what were some of your highlights if you went. Definitely share down there if you made it. And if you did not make it to this con, I feel something you're on the fence about, this is legitimately the best con for comic books you will find anywhere. It was insane. So a big shout out to all the people that met up there. It was amazing getting to meet all you guys. I'm going to go ahead and cut this off because this video is long. So be sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Give me a thumbs up on this video. It supposedly helps the algorithm and everything. And until next time, as always, I'm Mark, but we are Legion.